in Catilinam 3.6. Got a little ahead of myself and marked the verb here, dixi, I said. And here's your subject. He packs that in for emphasis there. And here's your direct object. The big D-O right there. Idem. The same thing. They said the same thing in the Senate. And then you really want to, when you have indirect discourse starting here, indirect discourse, also known as indirect statement. When you start that, you're going to use the big old that conjunction. Keeps you out of trouble. I said that. Okay. Now we want subject, accusative, verb, infinitive, right? Well, let's see. Insinatu te. Subject, accusative. Conturlisse. Verb, infinitive. There it is. I said that you organized the slaughter. This is your DO. Kind of confusing because the subject's accusative and the direct object's also accusative. You arrange the slaughter of the optimates. We'll talk about who they are. On 5 days before the calends of November, a little bit in late October, that is. Then when, there's just a little phrase there. Then when many, okay, here we go. Subject, many of the leaders of the state, profugerunt, big V down here, fled from Rome, not so much for the sake of saving themselves as for the sake of stopping your plans. Whoa, okay, here's what's going on. Don't panic. Everything's going to be just fine. Tom and Quam. Remember we talked about correlatives up here? Correlatives. Oops, a little too far down. Sorry about that. Yeah. So here, the leaders of the state, they fled from Rome. Not so much for the sake of preserving themselves as for the sake of stopping your plans. It's tricky. It's tricky. Sorry this thing was a little too far down. You can see it now. These two guys correlate. They're correlatives. You look that up in Allen and Greenough. There's your subject. There's your verb. And then we have this causa. This is beauty. This causa here in the ablative for the sake of plus genitive. Here they are. Here's genitive, here's genitive, here's genitive, here's genitive, here's genitive. And the two gerundives, wahoo, gerundive here and gerundive here, balancing each other, always looking for the balance in Cicero, right? The causa, it goes with both. for the sake of preserving, for the sake of stopping. And then you add subjects to that, of preserving themselves, of stopping your plans. And causa is kind of the fulcrum for that. Very common to see this causa in the ablative. It's always placed post the gerundive. Reprimendorum causa, for the sake of stopping. Yep, very common, very Latin.